Hello everyone, and welcome back to DMG. I've found myself in need of a new camera recently. Not to replace one of the cameras that I film with, my Nikon or my Canon, but to add an extra camera angle. I recently sold some cameras that I didn't need, like a Key Mission 360, because I'm not going to be doing 360 video anymore. So I could afford this one now. It's not particularly great. Most of that money went towards SSDs and video cards for upgrading older computers to resell. But this camera, it was $15 on sale. So I thought, why not give it a go? It seemed decent. And look, it's got a YouTube logo on it. It's got a YouTube logo on it, right there. Oh, the irony, my camera is so bad that you can't see the logo on the camera box. But yeah, it's got a YouTube logo, so that means it's good, right? Looking at the side real quick, it says copyright 2012 and Windows 7, so that kind of gives us an idea of how old this is. But the Canon I'm shooting with right now is even older. It's like 08, I believe. It does 3648 by 2736 at 10.1 megapixels. So I don't know if it does video at that, but if it does video at that resolution, I could be able to start putting my videos in 1440p. That would be kind of nice. It's the 699 HD. You know. Seem decent. I'm gonna read this box really quickly because I can't read it through the viewfinder. Okay, no, it just tells you what's in the box and that you need XP Service Pack 3 or higher to use it. So there was nothing really interesting on there. Here it is. It's the boy. Feels pretty light. Alright, so we've got a definitely not US charger. Let's see, a USB-B cable, a strap, I guess for if you, like it has on the packaging, if you take it, where was it? Yeah, if you go look at fish with it. Let's see, ooh. Floatware. Alright, let's see. First I'm gonna make sure that it came with all of the stuff you need. Like, oh, is the battery just internal? I guess so. It feels very light, but not in like a cheap way. It's that rubberized coating. Personally, that's not my favorite because it decays after a while, but that's after like 20 years, not after 10. Which is how old this is. We get to peel the screen ourselves. Nice. So in here is our SD slot, and because it's a theoretically waterproof camcorder, I won't be using it as waterproof, but okay, yeah. So it has that door over the ports because it's supposed to be used underwater. Let's see, how big is the card it can accept? Maybe I'll look in the Easy Guide. They call it the Easy Guide, and it's like as thick as my finger. Up to 32 gigs. Okay, I'm eventually going to put a 32 gig card in it. All I have now is 64 gig and 8 gig. I think I might swap out the 32 gig card in my main camera for a 64 gig and then put the 32 gig in here. But for now, I'm just going to test it with an 8 gigabyte SD card because that is the highest capacity that I have just laying around. There we go. Okay, so it locks in very firmly. Now, this battery door, or not battery door, like port door, which is of course to insulate it when you're under the water or in like dusty environments. I don't know how durable that's going to be long term. It does kind of concern me, but it should not be too major of an issue. Because if it breaks off, you can always just not go swimming with it. And is it dead? Yes, it is. Alright, so I will flip it open and then plug it in. This charger that they sent with it, I bought it with a US charger. What is that, like I don't know, Australia maybe? EU? I'm not sure, I don't know my country chargers very well. Okay, so plugging it in, little red light comes on at the top. Will it let us turn it on? I hope so. Cool. English. Oh, no! Okay, I'm gonna take it off the computer if it's gonna try and do that. Okay, so I unplugged it from the computer and then plugged it into a stationary, like, power brick. Hopefully that'll make it better. Hopefully it'll let me use it while it's charging. No, it just goes to MSDC. So even if it's plugged into literally a power brick straight into the wall, it still wants to be connected to a computer over USB. So that's mode. Does that do anything? No, so I'm gonna have to actually charge it before I can use it. In the guide, they tell you when you get rid of the camera how to dismantle it and take out the battery. So they show you like pictures of the circuit board and the internals and the guts so that people will take out the battery. Because people, okay, it's an important thing, but no one is going to do that. I guarantee out of the probably thousands of people that have bought this camera, 0 have done that. But it's still kind of cool that they, you know, provide that. Hopefully reducing e-waste. I'm a big supporter of less e-waste. On the disc they say Mac computer with an Intel processor. This was the age of Mac computers, some of them still having PowerPC processors made by not Intel. So that makes me wonder if it would work on their new like M1 in-house silicon, because that is also not made by Intel. that might be interesting. Wrong, not Intel, but I wonder if not Intel is just generally not Intel. If that makes sense. I think I might install that software on my XP system later. Just to, you know, in case it's total bloatware and tries to steal all my data, I don't have anything important there. Now, I do want to talk about this lanyard a bit while it's charging. It's like kind of stretchy. It has a button that tightens it by about 6 inches. I mean, I don't really see why it would be needed, but it's still cool that they provide it. Let's see, is that enough charge time? Come on. Okay, yeah, that was enough for a little bit. Low battery. Okay. So, I mean, it looked decent. Just from, you know, how long I had it on. But I'm gonna charge it for like an hour or so. And just, you know. And I'll turn the screen off while it's charging to save power. Alright, here I am. On a 16 gig memory card, it says I have 3 hours of recording time. Quick room tour. Here's the manual. And while I'm walking around, I'm going to talk about some of the settings in the menus. I don't think I'm revealing anything important. But some of the settings in the menus included anti-shake, that kind of thing. So that's good. So image stabilization built in. It was NTSC and PAL settings, and it was set to PAL, so 50 Hertz. And based on the non-US charger, this was probably a European model. Probably not a thing with the whole camera, just this specific one that I happened to buy. But the shipping address I bought it from was in Illinois. I mean, just on the little screen it's looking good so far. The colors do look a bit bland, but honestly for $15 and for a camera that I'm going to use for third shots, it looks fine. Now something interesting, the tripod mount is on the bottom, so I'm holding it like you would hold a phone currently in portrait. If you flip it landscape, yeah, so the tripod mount is on the bottom, so I think it is literally intended to be used like that, which is interesting. It's the first camera that I've seen like that. Here, let's look at my SD cards here. Now, I thought the camera was broken for a little while because when I would put an SD card in, it wouldn't recognize it. And it would say I had 78 days, 78 hours, and 78 minutes or something of recording time. It was like something crazy. But it turns out that the SD cards I had were partitioned as Linux boot drives. So that's why it just couldn't recognize that format. So I formatted the drives, put them back in, and I mean it's working now. I should not show that. It shows my school's name. But you know, it's working now and I am glad for that. Let's check out how it adjusts to light and dark conditions. So I'm walking outside my room and down the dark hallway. Alright, it seems to be adjusting pretty well. Again, for $15, I really can't complain. Alright, that is it for this video. I am overall pretty satisfied with this little camera. Now, after looking at the footage, it doesn't look a whole lot better than my two main cameras that I've been filming with. The Nikon D5100 and PowerShot SD960. However, it does look a whole lot better than this GoPro Hero 4, which I previously used for side shots and second or third camera angles if I needed to. So I think this camera is actually going to replace this, and in the future I will be doing more multiple shots in videos. And the nice thing about this is it's the size of a regular camera. It's not incredibly thick like the GoPro, and it can just go on a regular tripod, unlike the GoPro. It can go on a tripod, but you need a ridiculous amount of little clip-on accessories that I don't want to buy. But, I mean, I'm satisfied with it. I like it. That's it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching, and you'll be watching more of this camera in the future. See you next time.